really need Deacon. You know what we really need? Okay, so first of all, Zeno in the chat busted my balls because I keep posting the same thumbnail for our show.
Yeah.
This your two dads thumbnail, which, is perfectly serviceable, but it's not distinct every single day. And, to be a proper YouTuber, we need to have like a different thumbnail every day and catchy title for our shows, and like, big crying eyes on pictures of whoever we're talking about.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, we're supposed to have thumbnails that are like get people's attention and attractive and stuff, and like, I mean, I barely have time. Who has time? Who has time for that stuff? I don't know. So I'm gonna have to think about how we can,
Okay.
how I can make a like a three plate image where I can have like you and me and the title or something in the background, and then like drop in between us, and in the mid ground I can put like something crazy related to the news every single day. Don't know. I need to think about it some more. I just don't have enough hours in the day to do things like that, which are important for traction, but not not more important than like sleeping or talking to my kids. So good morning. That's Deacon. Wait, that's Deacon over there, and that's also Deacon over there. And I'm JJW, and this is your two dads. And Deacon, it's Tuesday, so
Tuesday.
Let's talk about the Department of Justice weaponized against Donald Trump. Do you know that last night there was a raid on Mar-a-Lago?
I heard that.
Yes. This is the craziest crap I have heard. This is probably the biggest news story of the year, I think. I think it might be. So we're not even put that. I put the, I mean, it's going to be on everything, but I have the Daily Wire one here. But the long and short of it is that the Department of Justice claims that Donald Trump has classified documents. He shouldn't have it as Mar-a-Lago compound.
Really?
The short of it is
they might prove him wrong or innocent. I mean, Hillary, she didn't mean to have that server and whatnot. Right. He might not have meant to do it,
So the power to classify documents and to declassify documents emerges entirely from the executive branch of government, which emerges entirely from the president. So the president can at any time say that's classified, or he can say it's unclassified. So he literally could have been walking out of the White House with a box of stuff being like, this is declassified. Yeah. He could have done that.
I read a story yesterday too that I guess it came out a long time ago, where they had pictures of Donald Trump had tried to flush secret government documents down the toilet at the White House, and they had found because they didn't all go down. And I read this story and I was like, is this The Onion? Is this has to be The Onion? And it wasn't. It was a real story with a real picture of a crapper and some ripped up notes that I could have put in there and taken a picture. And this is the most, I was like, oh, sure. If I've got top secret documents, I'm going to rip them up into like quarters.
Yeah. It's the White House. There's paper shredders at like every other office or something. There's probably paper shredders. Yeah, I think the way to get rid of this is to tear it up and throw it in the toilet and flush it.
Let's tear this regular letter sheet into 8 equal sides and flush it down a toilet of the White House. That's how I secure. I'm not going to burn the paper. I'm going to do that.
That doesn't sound like a legitimate. that doesn't smell the sniff test in the toilet. It doesn't smell the sniff. It's past the sniff test.
I couldn't believe that something like that was serious. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe he tried to flush some stuff down the Mar-a-Lago toilets, and he had to call the plumber, and the plumber saw some top secret documents in the pipe. Who knows? I mean,
who knows? Yeah, that's That
I mean,
sounds
maybe.
unbelievable. I don't believe it. You know what? I think we need to hold off on the Trump
Are
stuff though,
you are you
because
a Trumper? Are you? Do
you
you
know,
drink
you know what
Kool-
I am? You know what I am? I am a dismantle the establishment. And in 2016, Trump was obviously the guy that was like, "Oh, this guy's going to be like a bull in a china cabinet." Yes, I want to see this happen. Fire everybody. Fire everybody. He didn't fire everybody. He didn't fire damn near enough people, not at all. And he didn't he really upset the establishment. He really, I mean, he really like it was a burr in their saddle, but he didn't he always tried to play nice. He always tried to play nice, and he always, he would only push back when they pushed against him, and he wouldn't ever really be proactive. He never pushed the Department of Justice to investigate Hillary Clinton and her,
I think I think
Benghazi
it's
incident and her mail server, all of that stuff. He never did this,
and
and they're
it all goes back, JJ, is because they're puppets, they're marionettes. They get up there, they say they're going to do this, and they say they're going to do this, and the American people seem to forget that the president is not the king. The president,
yeah,
there's three equal sides, and they are very much equal because they're all three corrupt. And the president is just the marionette. And there's other puppeteers that you don't even know about that you
well,
know about, and you don't want to accept that they're puppeteers, but they are. So I think he says he's gonna any politician that says, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do this, they're lying
hey,
because
move
they
over there.
can't.
Aw, JJW brought me a coffee.
You like coffee? Everybody loves
I like it
coffee.
being brought to me.
Everybody loves coffee.
I just think I think let me finish my thought.
Yeah.
I think they're lying because they don't they realize they're lying. They can't do everything that every politician promises, but people like Trump or Biden or whoever, it doesn't matter what side they're on. They promise they're going to do this and they promise they're going to do that, and they get to Washington, and the real powers that be, or the other two equal sides of the freaking triangle, say no. You're not going to do this. That's not how things work, and we're not going to cooperate. And if you can't, then that's what happens. So
Yeah. Well, there's definitely, a lot of entrenched bureaucratic workers. So you get into office and you fire all the, staff in the office, and you bring in your own people, and then you find out that there's other people, and there's other people, and there's other people, and there's like hundreds of thousands of people, and all of these bureaucratic workers, they have their own agenda, and their own agenda is, they think they're the expert and they think they know best. And so there's always resistance and pushback, and you have to be, if you, you have to not only have the mission of like, we're gonna break the deep state, we're gonna break the bureaucratic state, we're going to clean house. You have to do that at a massive level, and he wasn't ready to do that. He thought he was prepared to do that. He wasn't prepared to do that. He wasn't prepared for the entrenched resistance that would say yes sir and then ignore him, or give him bad reports, or just tell him that they did it and they didn't do it. But that's what they will do. So, I'm not a ride or die for Trump, but I definitely was I mean, in 2016, it was Trump or Hillary, and I was like, Hillary's the most evil, most evil woman ever to set foot in politics. And I definitely think she is a bad actor, and I thought that Trump, being an outsider, would cause a disturbance in the force. But he didn't quite do the job, and he made some mistakes, and he trusted people he shouldn't have trusted. He obviously is incendiary on Twitter, but like, that doesn't even matter. You can say whatever you want on Twitter. That has no bearing at all in the real world. His foreign policy was get out of wars, don't start new wars, use our economic power to get our enemies to behave, and that stuff was working, and that was good stuff. So but I definitely think this smells to high heaven of this is not how this should have gone. If they thought that he had classified documents, it should have been like, hey, we need to get those documents back, or we need to check out what you have. It should not have been an FBI raid. This is for headlines and photos, and this is to make an impression against middle of the road, pay no attention voters, because it is now August 9th, and we got 2 or 3 months until the next election day, and they want to associate Trump with something criminal, and therefore, I mean, that's what this is about. This is entirely you'd have to convince me it's not. This seems to be entirely about political maneuvering and weaponizing the Department of Justice in order to push voters in an election a certain way. Anyway, okay, so we have to do this. We got to talk about this. This is the most important story of the year, but we also have some pop culture stuff a little bit. I'll just do a little tease. Okay, yes, we're going to talk about Trump today, and we're going to talk about Anne Hesh and her Mini Cooper, and we're going to talk about Tom Cruise and his character Les Grossman. Did you ever watch Tropic Thunder, sir? Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
Tropic
You said
Thunder.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah, Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise plays Les Grossman in Tropic Thunder.
You mean Robert Downey Jr.?
No, I don't. You don't remember. You probably don't remember. Tom Cruise played the... We'll get into it. Maybe we'll play a clip.
That shows you how much brain cells I devote to that stupid man. That shows you how much that I don't even remember. I block him out of movies.
Are you Tom Cruise blind? Deacon, is Tom Cruise blind?
He plays the same character since Risky Business. He has the same character. And I'm not a Tom Cruise fan. I'm Tom Cruise blind. I just don't.
He's Tom Cruise blind. Okay. Yeah. Well, thank you guys for showing up to the show. Good morning, David. Good morning, Ghost Dog. Good morning, David. I want to make sure I recognize you, especially you guys are here. Jeremy says don't mimic the quarter poundering. So Jeremy doesn't want me to do big crying eye pictures on the thumbnails or whatever. We got to do something. I need to do something to get people to watch our show. Okay. Did I miss anyone? I didn't miss anyone. Good morning, everybody. All right. Twitter explodes after FBI raids Trump's home at Mar-a-Lago. Right out the gate. Messed it up. Notable public figures lashed out online Monday afternoon after news broke that the FBI had executed a search warrant at Trump's Florida home at Mar-a-Lago. The investigation is centered around classified material that Trump brought with him to Mar-a-Lago from the White House. Quote, Biden's out-of-control DOJ is ripping this country apart with how they're openly targeting their political enemies. Donald Trump Jr. tweeted, "This is what you see happen in third world banana republics." His other son, Eric Trump, said, "We truly live in a third world country." The FBI raid of Mar-a-Lago. Yeah.
I agree. I agree with both of them.
You know who else agrees? A president of a third world country. Let me see if I can find it. I had it yesterday. It was so much stuff slipped through my feed. There was a president of maybe Ecuador, and he tweeted. He was like, "What would the U.S. government say if someone in my government did this to our political enemy?" So so an actual third world country president tweeted like, "This is some banana republic shit." Pardon my language.
Hey, I don't cuss, and you shouldn't either.
I mean, I don't think Trump's a good guy. I think he's just kind of a guy. He's a little outlandish, but this is the weaponization of an institution. And they're doing this to him, and they're hiring 87,000 new IRS agents. They're gonna do this to you. They're gonna take every dollar you got, bro. Every dollar.
You ain't getting many.
Yeah,
you ain't getting many.
And what you have left, they're gonna inflate until it isn't worth anything. All right. The FBI raid of Mar-a-Lago is a continuation of the left's endless unlawful persecution of Donald Trump. Kimberly Goyle. Oh, well, I don't even know how to say that.
Freaking entertaining.
Guilfoyle. The failed Biden regime will do anything to try and distract the American people from the fact that their policies are destroying our nation. And you got, let's see, Senator Roger Marshall, Buck Sexton, Richard Grinnell, former acting director of national intelligence. The FBI's raid Donald Trump's house and the Democrats' vote adds 87,000 new IRS agents to go to America. Wake up, America. Russ Vought, Candace Owens had something to say about it. Yeah, this is like a big fat rock in the pond to disrupt stuff and to shake to basically color, if you weren't convinced by the J6 committee that Donald Trump was a criminal, this is supposed to convince you, because
Right.
you'll only see the pictures and you'll only read the headline, and you won't read any farther, and you won't see what happened, and you'll just be like, oh, I knew that Trump was a criminal. He got raided by the FBI. This is bogus. I think this is entirely bogus. My opinion. I don't know. What do I know? I don't know anything.
You don't know, and we're both stupid.
I have no idea.
But yeah,
I know
you're
this
right.
ain't right. I know I ain't never seen this before in my entire life. This
No,
doesn't
and
look right.
it's political posturing is all this is. This is third grade or middle school, seventh grade, middle school. This is all that this is. I mean, you've got to look at the bigger picture from this. I try to look
Guilfoyle.
at things from like a chessboard standpoint sometimes, and this is just moving one of the bigger pieces. I've got to sometimes when you don't have a particular strategy, you've got to irritate and try to I've got to try to provoke you to move your queen or move the piece that I'm wanting you to move. And then maybe this is what it is. Sometimes you got to poke the dog with the stick to get it to react. That's all
So
it is, man. And then,
yeah.
like you said, with the voters, the undecided voters, this you're exactly right. This you're supposed to associate. They do this in the news a lot. It's a brainwashing technique. Sorry. It's a brainwashing technique. We played around with it at the big radio station that I worked at one time with the pop radio station, the big pop one. You can arrange your stories. The news organizations will arrange their stories so that this story that you read about, you will still have it on your mind when I'm talking about this other story, even
Right.
though they don't have anything to do with each other. You will still have this story on your mind and associate it with this story because they're close together. And it's a tactic that they're using. And like you said, you release this in freaking August, September, October, November. Of course, it's going to be talked about. And they probably got something else that's going to come up. This is going to be talked about for a while, but they've got something. They couldn't do this so close to November. That would be too freaking, let's do it in August. Okay, that sounds good. That'll still be top of mind in 3 months. So
Yeah.
you can convince these voters by doing this kind of.
I think this is going to have a bit of a backlash. This was a bad plan. And now the thing that's going to happen is that, the economy is still in the toilet. Gas still $4 a gallon. People are still struggling. This little news story isn't going to change the fact that Joe Biden and the Democrats are running the economy into the ground. So people are going to vote against the Democrats, which means that it's still going to happen this October or this November, that the Republicans are going to gain a majority in the House and the Senate. And I think that this is some sort of a last ditch effort to push back against that, because Democrats are afraid that Republicans will do to them what the Democrats have been doing: endless impeachments and show trials and whatnot. And you got a lot of blustering from the Senate minority whip. What's his name? I forget his name. You got Mitch McConnell. I don't think has put a statement out yet, but the House Minority Leader has put a statement out there, putting Democrats and Department of Justice and FBI and all the letter agencies on alert to, like, the next year is just going to be you getting hauled over the coals. But the Republicans, they don't really bite when they bark. So I unfortunately I'm even as provocative as all this is, I'm not confident that the Republicans can follow through and deliver the just returns of the stuff that's been going on for the last year. So yeah, the Democrats may lose, but may lose some seats and they may lose control of the House and Senate, but I don't think that there's going to be the equivalent. Anyway, this is all about November. I think this is all about November. I was looking for the third world president that condemned this, because that is pretty crazy. It's probably Cernovich that retweeted it. All right, let's just do some details of this, and then we'll move on to some lighter fare. So details emerge. Agents with the FBI took numerous boxes of documents from. He wasn't even there. He was up in New Jersey or something. I think he was up in New Jersey or New York or something. He was at one of his other properties.
Yeah.
They took boxes of documents from Mar-a-Lago Monday as part of a criminal investigation. Agents were reportedly at the property the entire day and were dressed in plain clothes, leading staff to believe that they were U.S. Secret Service agents, which is why the news of executed search warrant did not leak, according to the news. Oh, so they were FBI and they were pretending to be Secret Service, or at least they were letting people think that and weren't challenging that assumption.
No.
They didn't even identify themselves.
Why would they want to hide that they were? Wouldn't you think that they would want to make a damn? They've made a spectacle out of this damn system.
Well, I think they were.
Why were they trying to hide initially if the purpose is to make a spectacle out of this? It looks like if they were, and that's and that could be a red herring, too, is that let's hide to make it look like that we didn't want to do when we it could honestly be that. I know I'm getting crazy conspiracy, but if I can think of it, they can freaking think of it.
Yeah, I mean, your crazy conspiracy is not that crazy. I can see them rooting around, not being recognized as FBI. They're seeing what they could see before they announce that they're doing a raid.
Or
and
that,
can throw boxes of paper down the toilet. Trump Secret Service agents were notified about the raid only moments before it occurred. Trump had lawyers present during the raid while he was at his residence in New York City. So he wasn't even there. Let's see. FBI agents looked in all offices and safes on the property and took numerous boxes of documents for them to sort out at the local South Florida FBI field office. They were not being judicious about what they took, a source told Fox News. The raid happened about after Trump reportedly delayed turning in approximately 15 boxes back over to the National Archives until they became a serious legal risk to him. Some of the documents were reportedly marked as, quote, top secret. So I saw Kash Patel comment on this yesterday. Kash Patel was one of the chief prosecutors for the White House during this administration. Let me look him up real quick and make sure I'm being correct about that. But Kash Patel said yesterday that this is bogus because the White House counsel didn't produce the declassification paperwork doesn't mean that those are not declassified documents. So they may be marked top secret, but they may still be declassified. So anyway, and by the way, and like I said, the president is the one who can classify and declassify things. So all of those powers emerge from the office of the president. So
I would just like to add, since we're talking about top secret
absolutely.
documents, that the movie Top Secret with Val Kilmer is excellent, and you should go watch it.
Top Secret?
It's one of those silly 80s kind of like airplane type movies called Top Secret. It's got a young Val Kilmer in it.
Oh, hold on. Have I seen this? It's
actually really good. You've probably seen the VHS box.
Oh, yes.
Cow and
I remember
slickers.
I remember this scene, I believe. I don't know if I've seen the whole movie.
I've seen it
Let me see. Let me
It's hilarious.
let me change this. Let me change my thing. This is an appropriate segue, I think. Where is it at? Is it this one? Here. I think I remember this scene.
Yeah.
Of them.
Yeah.
Of them. In
Yeah.
And
yeah, he sings.
Who is this in the background? That guy looks familiar.
Man, Val Kilmer, if you didn't know, he I don't remember what he had. I'd have to look it up. He had some terrible disease and he can't talk anymore.
Yeah. His throat was his throat was totally messed up.
God, I was devastated when I heard that. And I didn't, I don't keep up with Hollywood and that kind of crap. I just don't keep up with it. And
there's a Val Kilmer documentary.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Have you seen that?
Yeah, I was on Prime and I saw it. And the reason that it came to my attention was because I like Kevin Smith's movies and I watched the Jay and Silent Bob thing, and he was in there at the very end. And he didn't say anything, and he was old, and I was like, man, who is that? That looks familiar. And I was like, oh, that's Val Kilmer. And he never said anything. And I was like, that was weird that he didn't say anything. I thought it was weird, and I looked it up, and that was the reason. So I found on Prime that documentary, and I haven't got to watch it yet, but Val Kilmer plays one of my favorite roles in one of my favorite movies of all time, Doc Holliday from Tombstone, man. He's got
oh my God, he's so good at that. When he's dying at the end with tuberculosis,
man,
and he doesn't want his friend
Wyatt
to witness him die. Yeah, he doesn't want Wyatt to. He's like, you have to leave. If you ever loved me, you need to leave.
Yeah.
Oh man, that is some killer stuff right there. That's good.
His boots off. Yeah, man. He did a good job of Doc Holliday because he's got so many good lines from Doc Holliday in that movie. Gosh. Yeah, I liked Val Kilmer from the old days, man. I want to say
Top Secret. I think I've only seen trailers of Top Secret or clips of Top Secret. I don't think I've ever seen all of Top Secret. You know what I have seen? I saw the remake of American Psycho back in the early 2000s, starring
Christian Bale.
Oh no, that's not American Psycho. What I mean, Psycho. The remake of Psycho. They made the remake of Psycho with Anne Hesh playing the girl in the curtain.
Oh yeah, that's right. She was in that, wasn't she?
She was. She's a little bit of a Fruit Loop, you know. She had some I think she had some mental issues way back then, and those may have not ever gone away. Anne Hesh, the condition of this actress is far worse than previous reports. Did you know? Maybe you didn't.
I did.
Over the weekend, Anne Hesh drove her Mini Cooper into a building, and then
bursted of flames, didn't it?
That was the second building. That was the second building. So she drove her car into a building and then left that scene and drove it into another building, and then it caught fire. Destroyed two buildings. She was drunk, obviously.
Well, they said that they ripped that she is coming back from a podcast recording where on the podcast they said that she had talked about they were drinking something and wine and whatnot, and then they ripped that. After this accident, they pulled that podcast down immediately, but people had already heard it or whatnot, and she was talking about how they were drinking. Man, I don't know.
Yeah.
I hope.
Oh, so maybe she wasn't drinking?
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe she was just driving really badly?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm corroborating what you said.
Yeah,
that she was coming back from drinking at a podcast.
So Anne Hesh is in extremely critical condition as of yesterday and currently in a coma. A representative for the actress confirmed on Monday. Hesh on Friday was taken to a nearby hospital after she crashed her Mini Cooper into a 2-story home in Los Angeles. The vehicle and the house were both engulfed in flames, and Hesh suffered severe burns. A rep for the 53-year-old over the weekend said that the actress was in stable condition, a far cry from more recent statement. At this time, Anne is in extremely critical condition. She has a significant pulmonary injury requiring mechanical ventilation and burns that require surgical intervention. She's in a coma and has not regained consciousness since shortly after the incident. Hesh reportedly crashed into a garage of an apartment complex on Friday before backing up, speeding off, and eventually crashing into a Los Angeles home. I mean, it's tragic.
If it was
I mean,
anybody else and you were reading a news story about random person number 4
yeah,
that crashed into a thing and then backed up and went and crashed into
right.
something else, you would say they were hammered, they were drunk, there's no way around this. You know, it happens to be someone we've heard of before.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, I'm not really making fun of this.
No, I hope
but you have to admit that there's a little bit of this is humorous. Now, what's not humorous is that she's in a real bad shape. And, you know, if she's still in a coma, like, people sometimes don't get out of a comas. They don't. Sometimes they don't make it. So, like, that's not anywhere you want to be. So we'll have to see if she gets any better. Let's see. There's a video, of course. The video in the video, she crashes, she backs up, she speeds off, then she hits another building. According to a press release from the LA Fire Department, the 6 Days, 7 Nights actress, never seen that, don't know what that is, barreled into a 738 square foot, 2-story home. Wow. 738 feet, 2-story home in Los Angeles. That's what you get? 738 feet? I think he's doing top of the hour spots, boys and girls. That is not very many square feet. I'm pretty sure I've got more than 730 square feet in my bedroom right here. That is a very small house. It took firefighters 59 minutes. It took 59 firefighters 65 minutes to access, confine, and fully extinguish the stubborn flames within the heavily damaged structure and rescue one female adult found within the vehicle, who was taken to an area hospital by LAFD paramedics in critical condition. The press release added no other injuries reported. As noted on the Daily Wire on Sunday, Hesh was reportedly drinking vodka and downing wine coolers while appearing on a podcast that was dropped hours before the crash. So I don't know of Anne Hesh from being in anything other than Psycho. I've not really ever followed her career, so I don't know what 6 Days, 7 Nights is. But this doesn't sound like good stuff at all. So, if you guys ever watched Anne, let me know what you watched. If you liked her in anything, I don't know. But she's it's a little tragic if she's I mean, this is what drinking and driving can get you, I think. And it's pretty clear that she was probably drinking and driving. Okay. Let's see. This is grim. I don't know if we want to do this. Okay, let's talk about this. And then I will let Deacon watch the Les Grossman scene, and then he will be like, "Oh, Les Grossman."
Are you there? Okay, hang on.
Yeah.
Make sure that because I went and did the normal thing, and I hit my button because I go into autopilot mode, and I hit it, and it was you.
Yeah,
and you went okay. So you said okay on the radio.
Okay.
You need to cut the audio on this web page.
Oh, I need to cut it?
Oh my gosh, yes. It's
Why is that?
It's doing echo.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me turn that off. So here's what I want to do. I'm going to do it like this. There will not be echo like this. I'm going to remind you of the epic Les Grossman dance scene at the end of Tropic Thunder. We don't need to see the Academy Award scene. Oh my gosh.
Monkey could do your job. Now go get.
This is Les Grossman. This is Tom Cruise. And apparently, let's see, where's it at? Pretty sure that Tom Cruise wants to revive the Les Grossman character. So they're setting up an original film and franchise potential, and they're fixated on Les Grossman. That'd be Tom Cruise and Christopher McQuarrie. I see Deacon bouncing his head.
No, I just, yeah.
I'm gonna drop the sound out before we get totally, what is it? Another strike or something. So Tropic Thunder was one of the best movies, and that movie could not be made today. And it was so great.
Oh,
and
no, it couldn't be made today. Oh, no.
Tom Cruise had this character. His character never left this room or whatever it was in, and he basically saved the team on a phone call, and then by threatening the bad guys, whoever they were, and then and at the title credits, the end of the show, that they had him do this big dance number, and I think Tom agreed to do the movie because he was he had been learning hip hop dance or something at the time, and he wanted some role where it was appropriate for him to do this. So he wanted, anyway. So he thought this was great. So it's now been probably, I don't know, 12, 15 years since this movie came out, and Tom Cruise is looking to revive the Les Grossman character, maybe kind of as a side gig or something. He's actually right now filming Mission Impossible 8 and 9. I think they're filming them back to back. They will be released in 2023, 2024, and that will be the last two movies of the Mission Impossible franchise. Christopher McQuarrie is the producer, and they're setting up various projects. Cruise was photographed in the UK's Lake District practicing his next death-defying stunt called speed flying. I saw this on Instagram. Let's see if I'm on Instagram. Look at this. Watch this. You see how fast he's going? You can't really tell. This is a kind of zoomed in shot of this one. I mean, he's moving quick right there, but here's another. That is Tom Cruise. Watch this. He just did a barrel roll, and then
why are you making me devote my day? AJ, damn it!
Because I want you to admit that the Les Grossman was good stuff.
No,
that was good stuff.
You could put anybody in a fat suit and dance around. Chris Farley was funny.
Yeah, that's true.
John Belushi was funny.
That's true. I would watch them dance also.
Anybody.
Right.
I'm sorry. You're not going to get me to jump on the
You don't think this is news? Train. I think this is news. You don't think this is news?
I've devoted more of my time to Tom Cruise today than I have in a freaking decade. Just today.
All right. We'll get off of Tom Cruise. Christ. Let's get serious. Amazon bought the company that makes Roomba. Antitrust researchers and data privacy experts say it's the most dangerous, threatening acquisition in the company's history.
They say.
This is your story.
Yeah, when I thought this was interesting because they're saying, and they make a point, that now the Roombas have these floor plans of your dwelling. You got a Roomba? You got a Roomba?
I have a Chinese Roomba.
Yeah, it's got your floor plan.
It's not Roomba.
But it's got its floor plan in your database. So that means Amazon don't own your floor plan. You got a Chinese one. The Chinese own your floor plan at your house. And they said that Roomba, I don't have one. They said, it goes with the different levels. So I mean, they can get everything in your house. What everything else is hooked up to. If the Roomba is hooked up to your Alexa and stuff like that or whatnot.
Okay.
So
I
mean, it's feasible.
I mostly thought it was just trying to make sure it didn't run under my bed. But now you're making me think that China is spying on me. They want to know where all my electrical outlets are or something.
I don't think they're doing that. But if I was planning if I was writing a modern day story about one country invading another one, I would definitely try to acquire and the country that I was invading, the people in that country could have guns and weapons in their private homes and stuff. I would definitely want to know what the floor plans
of these houses look like before I invade that country in 50 years in my imaginary story that I am creating.
Well, who keeps their guns on the floor?
Nobody, but I can look at the floor plan and tell you and guesstimate make an educated guess into what these different rooms are and whatnot, why this is here with this and why it never went here. And I'm being silly. I thought that the
Sure.
story
Well, I don't think you are. I'm now
crazy,
concerned.
but
I keep my guns in the safe, so
which is
I don't
proper
think it knows.
place to keep them.
And I don't think it's gonna know where my safe is. Maybe it is. It's just gonna look like a block it couldn't get to.
Yeah, it'll just be a part of the wall an alcove. But no,
You know what? I gotta say, you gotta weigh the risk. International hostile country gathering information about my house and my life, or a dirty floor. And
or
I know
there's a dirty floor.
I know which one is going to make my wife more angry on a day-to-day. On the day-to-day, the dirty floor is going to make my wife more angry.
AJ.
And so,
okay,
if I have to go to war, it's going to be. I'd rather go to war against China than my wife.
Good point. Good point. Good point.
This is my perspective. Jeremy says that the Roomba thing is legitimate. It came out a couple years ago, though. Yeah. Well, we need to make our own Roombas. America needs to bring back manufacturing, and we need to make our own Roombas, and we need to send them overseas and map out everybody else's house.
That's right, you sons of bitches.
Why are we not doing that?
America.
Manufacturing. We need to make stuff. Stop buying cheap stuff.
Did you see the story?
Stupid.
Speaking of that, manufacturing cheap stuff from China. Did you see the story of I don't remember who it was now. It was some American company that sold T-shirts for America, for Americans with American slogans, and they were made in America. All the little tags said made in America, and they got fined like it was measly $200,000 because they were ripping out all the made in China tags and sewing in made in America tags.
Oh my!
They got like a $220,000 fine is all they got.
That's it.
Yeah. I don't remember what company it was, but I had heard of them. I had, it wasn't a major company, but it was in the news like yesterday or the day before. Wow. I thought, oh, that's funny.
I mean, if that's the only cost, and you can sell more product than that, I'm surprised that more people don't
exactly
violate that rule.
Yeah.
Did we talk about Olivia Newton-John yesterday?
I saw that.
Sadly, Olivia Newton-John. What's that?
Sandy. She was Sandy.
Yeah.
You got to say it like Travolta did. Sandy.
She's known for Grease, of course, and she was also a Grammy award-winning singer.
Yeah, she was a big singer. She had a bunch of hits. I play several of her songs here on the country station, the old country. She had some old country pop crossover hits.
Oh, wow. She was born in Cambridge, England in 1948. Did you know that?
Yeah, I knew she was English.
And she moved to Melbourne, Australia when she was 6, and then she obviously had that huge smash role in Grease. She also was in Xanadu, which sounds like a fake movie.
Xanadu, yep. They had a song that was a big song on the pop charts too. That Xanadu song.
Xanadu.
Yeah,
says it's a movie.
Yeah, it's a movie, and there was a song from the movie that was a big song. Xannadu. Is that how you spell it? Xanadu.
Yeah.
Xan. Xanadu.
Yeah, I don't know. That is like a science fiction sounding name, and this looks like a Broadway musical of some kind. I don't know. It's very strange. not my thing. Yeah. So very sad. We continue to have
this stuff.
Cultural icons.
That's the way of the world.
It's the way of the world.
In 50 years, all of our kids and grandkids are going to be going, did you hear? Little Wonk Wonk died. Little Homa Pata. I can't. Alex is always coming up with some of these people that he's heard. And I'm like, I told him, I'll ask him the other day, I said, does everybody nowadays have to have LIL, Lil in front of their name? He was like, yeah, I think it's kind of a. I was like, oh, okay. I'm just asking, you know. I had, Flo Rida.
I've heard
He was a
that.
big-
I believe.
I said I was going to be Kentucky.
Oh, that's good.
That's my rap name.
That's pretty good.
Kentucky. What's up?
Okay, can you spit some
God,
some
no.
fire real quick?
No.
Nothing. Come on, you've practiced before.
I'll
haven't
start
you?
singing some song and get a copyright stricken. The devil went down.
Oh.
He was looking for a soul.
All right, so the stories are real out of order. This is grim. I don't really want to go out on this, but I don't really have anything else left. But this one is pretty bad.
Oh, let's save it for tomorrow. I don't even know what you're gonna go. I don't want to.
Yeah. So it's the Saudi Arabia one, but we'll save it for tomorrow. It's pretty
happy,
bleak. Yeah, we need something good. We need some good news. Let's see. You know what I will tell you is good. I read this last night. Wraith of God.
Yeah.
Wraith of God.
Yeah, let's give. Oh, here, pop your dang so we can see the damn thing.
I minimize this one?
Do the half screen. There you go.
This one?
There you go.
Or
yeah,
here?
that's it.
Well, I do three. So check this out. Got Wraith of God in a couple days ago. I opened it on Sunday, but I didn't have time to read it. I read it last night. This is great. This is like a, I don't know, 72-page, 96-page book or whatever. Takes place in the Old West. You have this mysterious, supernatural cowboy figure claiming to be the Wraith of God, empowered by God to destroy evil.
Awesome.
And a whole bunch of werewolves. And this lady right here, Esther, she looks like a damsel in distress, but
she's a badass, huh?
We're gonna say, yeah, strong female protagonist. Okay. Takes no S, and good story, great story. So I'm very happy I backed this. This is really fantastic.
Excellent. Who does that?
This is by Aaron Lopresti, and I know he worked at CrossGen Comics. Let me look up his.
The artwork on that looks really good. The artwork on the inside really good like that, because that's a big factor.
I mean,
I love stories, and I love the stories that comics give, because it's a big part of my life. But if it has crappy artwork, I can't get into the story at all.
Let me see if I can I'll just pick a page at random. I mean, this book is like every single panel is good, like every single panel, like the first page. I noticed this right away. I was like, oh, this is the first page right inside the spine. So like you would be kind of reticent to like fold it open too much, because you don't want to break the binding of the book too much. And right away, like the first panel is like these two rendered horses. And I was like, this is a panel like people are not going to see very well. And it's so good. And then, I mean, you have the Wraith kind of in a splash page type thing.
That's awesome.
This is a great book. And this is one of the reasons why I'm like, because the people that are making these creator-owned things, like they're not churning out work for DC or Warner Brothers. They are making something that they want to be. It's important to them. So every page, every panel, here's Esther taking no shits from the corrupt sheriff character. Yeah, no, great stuff. Here's a good fight panel, like a good splash page where a werewolf is up, tackling awesome. the Wraith. Great book. Loved it. Talked to Aaron and Shelly. I tweeted them on Twitter. Tweeted. I was like, hey, you guys sent me too much stuff. Anyway, I talked to them. And I don't know. I think it's sort of like I'm just gonna hold it until unless they need it. I have another one there I haven't read yet.
Tell them that we have a little crappy show and see if they want to record an interview that we could play, or give us a message that we're promoting.
They have so much more audience than we do. Yeah, all the Comicsgate people, they do YouTube to promote their stuff. But like, yeah, if we can get some more viewers, then it would be great to be able to do like a little interview or something. I would love to get to that stuff. I think we can get there, but maybe I need to do my thumbnail job. Maybe I need to do a better thumbnail job of making
The
thumbnails.
damn problem, JJ. You do everything
I
else.
am the roadblock. I am preventing our success.
Oh man.
All right.
All right.
Here's one. Sorry, we got one. Then we can go out on a fun note. I think it's fun. Maybe it's not. I love to just talk shit about Ezra Miller, who now faces burglary charges for stealing alcohol from an unoccupied home. This dude is like Ezra Miller, plays the Flash. He's running a cult out of a B&B in Iceland. He's abducted an 18-year-old girl and her children or something like that. This dude is crazy. And he's the Flash in the Snyder movies and in a Flash film. And this is the same guy that choked a woman on video, and then like nothing happened for it. I think she misgendered him, her, it, they, whatever.
Who? What? Okay.
Yeah. So Ezra Miller continues his seeming unstoppable crime spree. Has now burgled somebody's alcohol from an unoccupied home in Vermont. Ezra Miller's turn from fictional superhero to real-life villain continues in the latest development of his ongoing descent into madness. The Flash star has a felony charges introduced in his growing list of ongoing controversies. Ongoing controversies. Double ongoing controversies. According to a press release from Vermont State Police, Miller has been charged with felony burglary over an incident which took place earlier this year on May 1st. At like 6 o'clock, the Vermont State Police was notified of a burglary complaint at a residence on Country Road of Stamford in Vermont. Initial findings indicated that several bottles of alcohol were taken from within the residence while the homeowners were not present. As a result of an investigation that included surveillance videos and statements, probable cause was found to charge Ezra M. Miller with the offense of felony burglary into an unoccupied dwelling. Previously, ultimately... Anyway,
Sorry. I've got to stand up.
So
you're good.
Still Zaslav, WBD, Warner Brothers Discovery, still Zaslav has not canceled The Flash. So we are still due to see Ezra Miller put on the red speed suit and run around some more eventually. But what they are not doing is using the Flash movie Twitter handle to promote anything at WB. That account has been silent since February. So there we go. We got Ezra Miller. Oh yes, by the way, there was the earlier this year, before we started our show, DC published a Ezra Miller based Flash DC cover, Flash the Fastest Man Alive, where the director of the Flash movie illustrated the Flash cover, and we have a totally butt naked Ezra Miller Flash launching into the speed suit for some reason. I'm not sure what explains this or why DC would print stuff like this. We live in a cartoon world, sir.
Nothing surprises me anymore.
Just to make sure you get a full shot of the comic book page and Ezra's butt. All right, so we'll continue to chronicle the emerging supervillain Ezra Miller.
Oh no, we don't have to.
We have to. We have to. We owe it to our audience, both of them.
Okay. Fair.
All right. That's all I've got today. Unless you have something you want to share.
No. My life has been a little crazy here lately. I haven't had a chance to do any extracurricular type stuff. I consider this extracurricular.
Yeah, right. No, this is like the 5th, 6th, 7th thing on my list, but it's fun.
There's a couple of things or a couple of times during the day when I can peruse the websites and stuff, or I'll see like a story that I can get, but I haven't here in the past little bit. I've been super busy. Soccer's starting
Well,
back up, and my radio station gets busy
ooh.
during that time. I work.
You're
free
you
time.
coach
No,
during the
no, not anymore.
You're not coaching?
No. Soccer is a big money maker. Our local soccer is a big money maker for our local radio station because we carry some of the local teams, and so I have to run the games here at the station. It's easy money, but I have spent a lot of time.
Do you
It's
like
busy.
do you air the commentary
Mhm,
of the
mhm.
I see. Do you do the commentary or do you
No.
just air
We have
oh.
a much better people that do that stuff that know sports. I don't know sports as well as these guys. The guy that we have that does it is one of those savants that you can go, what was so
Right.
and so's
Can
stats in
spit all the
1985?
facts.
And
I'd be
yeah.
like, yeah, and the girl has kicked the ball. The ball's
That's
gone all the way back. Somebody
exactly
fell on it.
that's exactly all when they were like, "Andy, why don't you try to do it?" And I'm like, "Dude, I would literally go, she dribbled, she shot, she missed. She passed, she dribbled." It's like, I can't
Oh,
paint the
her-
picture as good as those guys can. My buddy who's been doing it for years, it's what I always told him. I was like, "Man, I don't even like listening to that kind of stuff, but you paint such a beautiful picture. I can
yeah,
picture it in my mind very well." And those guys are really good at that. So they do it.
it's
He's
true.
been doing it for 15 years or something. So he's really good. And so I'm the guy, the producer. We're the one of the people that they thank at the very end. And thanks to Andy back at the station. Well, if it wasn't for people like me, I'm doing absolutely everything but actually speaking. So, all right.
So yeah. So I would be
I would do
I
the
mean
same thing. Yeah.
I would be like, oh, she has the ball. Her parents are so proud right now. Oh, that hurt. Her parents
have
must be so
You'd
scared.
have some mad parents. You'd have some phone calls.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. All right, so my personal improvement list includes doing something better about thumbnails, but that's not going to happen too soon. We'll get there. We'll get there. We're gonna make this show the best 6:30 in the morning two dad show, talking about news, politics, culture, and stuff.
That's right.
Please make sure to I don't know. Can you trick audience? Can you trick your friends and family into watching our show? Just trick them. Just tell them that there's always something super valuable in the show, but you have to watch the beginning to end to find out what it is.
No, we'll have to do something. I'll have to get my thinking
Yeah.
cap on. All right. I'm
Yeah,
going
we
to have
need
to
to.
run.
All right. Yeah, my kids are about to wake up, so I'll see you.
All right. See y'all.